Already.
We relate to the party, but let's dive right in.
Yeah. So let's see here. Get back to our agenda, and we are welcoming new agents. So if you're a new agent and you're on Facebook right now, go ahead and say hello. I'm here.
Yeah, in the comment section.
Yeah, and we always give our little e-pins out. When we get to see you in person, we'll get you an e-pin. But we do at least have pictures of everyone that has just recently joined. So we've got Melanie Troxel and Matt Harrison, Maggie Hanneman, Angela Motsky, and Charles Townsend. So
Yeah, welcome, you guys.
yeah.
We're so excited to have you.
welcome. Hopefully you guys are actually on and you're going, oh, this is our first sales meeting. This is how it works. Can't wait to see you guys in person and do this all
I know.
back like normal.
I know, but at least we have technology
Yes.
to be able to do it virtually. I mean, this is the first virtual sales meeting we've ever done, so this is great
Yeah.
that we can still all connect.
Exactly. So let's see. And a lot of these people were referred to us. So Wes referred Donna Martin, and Lee Wenger referred Ryan Lunsford. So thank you
Thank
guys so
you.
much. We'll get you a little $10 gift card just as a thank you. And then, of course, you'll earn profit share on these people when they sell a property. So that's always good. We appreciate your guys' referrals. So please keep them coming. We're always trying to keep adding great people like yourselves to the company. And so thank you. Opening quote. Why don't you read this, Stacy?
Without deviation from the norm, progress is not possible. I
I-
think that's pretty relevant to today.
Very relevant. Yeah, Paul actually found that. And yeah, I mean, this is not the norm. But you know, when you have adversity, it pushes you to overcome and adapt and figure out new ways of doing things. I don't want to say this is the new norm. I think there'll be a mix of new and old of how we do things. But without deviation from the norm, progress is not possible. So we will just keep on pushing all of you, and I'm just amazed still really how many homes people are selling and how you guys have been innovative in using virtual tours, Matterport, really getting people qualified before looking at properties, so you're not, you know, spending time with someone who's not quite ready to be purchasing. So no, we're not, it's not a good time. We're not enjoying this, but we're learning. And I hope you guys are all learning and growing. And our mastery class that we'll talk about a little bit later, if you're not learning and growing, join our mastery class and we'll help
Yeah.
you guys. Definitely. Anything else you wanted to add to that?
I do not.
All right.
Yeah, and it sounds like you guys might be getting a little bit of interruption on your end. Our apologies. We're going to keep pushing through, and so hopefully it'll disconnect, reconnect, and you won't miss anything. But I noticed there's just been a couple of comments that there might be a little bit of hesitation here and there. So that's just internet. We're all online right now, so it's bogging the system down.
Yeah, I mean, you got every child at home
Yeah.
learning online, and
All of us working from home, so we'll do the best that we can. But thank you for your patience.
so Stacy, you are getting a ton of phone calls right now from agents going, my listing hasn't sold. It's been on the market. I mean, as little as 1 week, we had phone calls from people to it's been on the market for 30 days. And we wanted to put this in here to kind of address what's happening in the marketplace.
So yeah, I mean, I think we've done a really good job at disseminating statistics to you guys. You get our equity marketing update every Tuesday. We posted REColorado stats. We sent out the DMAR report. So as far as market stats, I feel like you guys have a really good grasp on what's going on. Yesterday in the report that we sent out, we've been doing an 8-week tracking over the COVID time period, and you can kind of see how things tapered off, tapered off, tapered off. And then in the last 2 weeks, they spiked again. I didn't bring my sticky note. Oh, I did bring my sticky note with our statistics on new listings. And so you guys were able to see on the charts that we put together. Thank you, Parker, for doing our chart, our bar chart. But listings went up 35%.
Wow.
35%
In
in
1
a
week?
1 week period. From April 27th to March 4th, they went up 35%.
Wow.
So yeah, and then the pending sales went up 56%. So all those buyers were just waiting for showings to start back up. And our closed sales, they did go up, but not as significant, just because there's a 30-day delay.
Right.
So the activity we're seeing now will actually hit the closing table next month, but we did see an 18% increase from a 1-week period on our closed sales. So that was really good. I think the number one thing that you guys want to hear from us this morning is your listings and what do I do? How do I set expectations with my sellers? And what can we maybe kind of forecast the market's going to look like over the next couple of months? I heard someone say yesterday, my crystal ball is broken. And I really liked that statement. My crystal ball is broken too. But I think the best thing to do with your clients, if you have a listing coming on the market or an existing listing that's on the market, is set expectations with your seller that it may not sell in the first couple of weeks on the market. And if it does sell in the first weekend on the market, then that's even better. But our days on market in REColorado are only at 20. But we do have 7 weeks of inventory, and in some geographic locations and some price points, those weeks of inventory are closer to 3, 4, and 5 months. And so you may have a listing in the hot $300,000 to $400,000 price range that's still getting multiple offers, still bidding war, that is selling in the first 24 hours on the market. But if you are in an upper price point or on the outskirts of town, you may not see an offer in the first 30 days. And so just setting your realistic expectations for yourself, realistic expectations for your seller, because when you call me on the hotline and say my listing's been on the market for 7 days and I don't know what to do, I'm going to say take a deep breath, make sure you have good photos, good virtual tours, that you filled out the MLS sheet the best that you can with all the criteria for the property. Call some of the other listing agents in the area to see if they're getting a ton of traction, because if they're getting a bunch of showings and they're going under contract quickly, you're overpriced. But listings are still selling at 98.8% of listing price. That's a high.
That's real high.
High. So don't do price reductions in the first 3 days. Don't do price reductions in the first week.
No.
Just sit back, know that we're living in a pandemic. And just because restrictions have loosened a little bit doesn't mean that buyers are coming out of the woodwork. People are still hesitant and nervous about their job, nervous about their income. And just because we're starting to see businesses reopen doesn't mean that people aren't still losing their jobs on a daily basis. So my best advice, do all the marketing that you possibly can, be in all the places that you possibly can online, make sure you have phenomenal photos and virtual tours, because the expectations of buyers right now is they want to tour the home without physically going in the home. And then take a deep breath and just know it's going to take time and patience.
Yeah, that's the big. Take a deep breath.
Yeah.
I mean, in the best of times, which weren't that long ago, we're talking, 3 months ago, it was the best of times. And we were seeing homes sell really in 2, 3, 4 weeks. We haven't seen the 3 days as much. And 2, 3, 4 weeks is amazing.
Phenomenal.
Best of times. Well, we have done a complete 180 and went from the best of times to we closed everything down. So we should expect time for homes to sell. We're still seeing multiple offers. We're still seeing that there's not a lot of inventory. So it's still a tight market, but don't panic.
Don't panic. But know the numbers, know the data, know the statistics, so that you can check in with your clients every few days, because it is critical to have those lines of communication open. Even if you say, I've got no news, we didn't have any showings, it's, we just need to be patient, but know your stats, know your data, so that you can relay factual information to them.
Yeah.
And don't lose touch.
Yeah.
Silence
Stats. Look at your stats. Take a deep breath. Hi, Kevin. And I talk with other states a lot, obviously equities in 15 other states. So I do talk to other managers, and not everybody shut down as tight as we shut down. So Utah, our number one state for the company, they did not shut down. They stopped doing open houses. They did social distancing. They wear masks and gloves, but they never stopped doing business. And
they still had showings,
they're on
in-person
fire.
showings.
They're going gangbusters like they were before the pandemic, and they're still doing great. and we were actually doing better than Utah. We've been a hotter market than Utah this whole time. So I'm assuming that because they were able to show, they kept on moving forward. You know, they're in the same bubble that we are as far as people losing jobs and people being scared and nervous. But now that we can show again, which only opened up, you know, less than a week ago.
Yeah, everybody finally opened up a week ago. Douglas County was the only one that was ahead of the rest of the, the state or the metro area. So yeah, we're really talking about 7 days worth of actual marketing. So if you listed a house 3 weeks ago, you don't even get to count those first 2 weeks on the market as true market time. It was like we were trying to do kind of coming soon-ish, get it some traction via online, but really your ticker counts the second the showings opened up last Saturday.
Definitely.
So I hope that helps.
Don't panic.
Everything is trending very, very nicely. We are so pleased at what the numbers are looking like. You guys are doing great. But just know it is going to be a little bit of a slowdown. I was listening to a podcast, Lawrence Yun, Brian Buffini from a week ago. He's only projecting that the market nationwide will be down 10 to 15% by the end of the year. So I'm just not expecting this to be a huge hiccup for us. But it's kind of like the aftermath of a storm. Like things tend to calm down a little bit and you stick your head out the door and just to kind of look around and see what's going on. And it takes a few days. It takes a little bit for you to comprehend and then feel confident to move forward. So be patient. It'll happen.
It'll happen.
Yep.
Don't panic.
Don't panic.
Has Maggie,
so
we're saying welcome Maggie. Where's Maggie?
So we're going to welcome Maggie in on Zoom. She'll be in our waiting room.
Oh, is she in our waiting room?
We've got Maggy Andrews this morning with REColorado. She is so kind to dedicate a portion of her morning this morning to teach us about or give us a preview of the new REColorado application, mobile app. And then we've also got her doing a live Q&A on any coming soon, clear cooperation policy questions that you might have. I think we've been doing a really good job at getting information out to you guys on what you can and can't do with coming soons. But she's going to be here to field any questions that you might have, so you can post those in the comment section. So it looks like we have Maggie on with us. We were just doing a slight introduction while we got you loaded in. It's very good to see you.
Hi guys, thanks for having me.
Good morning.
Great.
You ready to take over screen share?
Yes, go for it.
You can have it.
Okay, sounds good. I'm going to start with a little quick overview of the clear cooperation policy and coming soon status that we introduced. Well, we introduced coming soon status a little bit ago. And then we introduced the the clear cooperation policy effective May 1st. So I wanted to go over some of those just to answer any questions that might be lingering out there or provide any clarification. And then we'll get into the really fun stuff, which is the new REColorado app, which we just launched yesterday. So I'm going to give you kind of a quick overview of the app and a quick demo.
Perfect.
So let's start with coming soon. So coming soon was a status that we introduced back in January. This was part of that new matrix that we developed back in January timeframe. The status has a couple changes though that took effect in April. So I want to make sure we're all clear on those. The first two items here are what has changed. So previously, coming soon was only visible to the other in the REColorado offices. That has changed to be visible to all subscribers of REColorado Matrix. So if you have access to log into Matrix, you can see all of the coming soon listings for any other agent in the system. Also, the time frame for coming soon listing, it used to be a maximum of 7 days. But our board of directors decided during this pandemic we should give everyone a little extra room to pre-market properties or listings that they have coming available. So this has temporarily been increased to a 14-day time span in coming soon. You don't have to utilize that full coming soon time frame of 14 days. You don't have to utilize coming soon status as an option at all. You can go directly to an active status. So those are the two things though that were significant changes. We do want to point out that coming soon though is a live status. It's visible to everyone. This isn't just an editing or input mode. It's different than what we used to call the incoming status. So put in all your required fields. We encourage you to add photos, videos, virtual tours, any type of marketing materials you have are encouraged to upload during this time frame. Coming soon listings do not syndicate out to third-party websites. They also don't go out in brokerage data feeds, IDX data feeds. But there is a new change here recently. Coming soons are available to send to client portals. So if you have an auto email set up for your clients, I would really encourage you to go back and edit those auto emails to include coming soon listings. This just occurred last week, and so I want to make you all aware of that. This is a huge benefit for you as buyer representatives to be the first ones to send coming soon listings to your clients, okay, before they can find them on any other syndication portal. Also, coming soon does not accrue any days in MLS, so it's essentially kind of a free pre-marketing period where it doesn't penalize you if you look at days in MLS that way. Any questions on coming soon status?
Doesn't look like we have anybody posting any questions yet.
Sounds good.
We'll encourage that though. You guys if
you have questions, now's the time.
Awesome.
Okay, now I'm going to transition over to the clear cooperation policy. So this was the policy that the National Association of Realtors rolled out or approved last fall. They allowed every MLS to implement this policy up until May 1st. So we took that full time frame and we did not start enforcement or implementation until May 1st. I want to clarify, there's a lot of names floating around about this policy. So some people call it the coming soon policy. Some people are calling it the pocket listing policy, the off-market listings. We at REColorado call it by the name from NAR, which is clear cooperation. Just so that we aren't confusing you with the coming soon status. There's that. So you'll hear it as coming soon. Clear cooperation. I just. So the policy is, here's the exact ruling of it, is once you begin marketing a listing, marketing is the big trigger here. The listing must be entered into your MLS, so into REColorado Matrix, within 1 business day. It originally was a 24-hour time frame that has been scrapped from NAR, and it has been changed to this 1 business day. So if you talk about a listing or start marketing it on a Friday, you have until Monday to enter that listing into the MLS system. You can then choose to enter the listing as either a coming soon status or as an active status. Both of those statuses comply with this policy. So if you are going to utilize that coming soon status that we just talked about, great. Start marketing the property as soon as you're in coming soon status, or you can start marketing the property and then you have 1 business day to enter it into the MLS. If you're going to utilize coming soon, no problem. You can do all of your marketing while you are in that coming soon status, okay? Marketing here. So I mentioned that the trigger for clear cooperation is marketing. I'd say the rule of thumb here, if you're attempting to sell a listing, you're very likely marketing it, and therefore the trigger for the 1 business day rule kicks in. So if you are creating and distributing flyers, so if you have a flyer box in the front yard, if you put up a yard sign, that is marketing, that's a big one. Yard signs, I will mention, if you are going to utilize the coming soon status, your yard sign needs to reflect that. So it needs to have a little rider, either at the top or the bottom of the yard sign, that says specifically coming soon. Any applications to the general public, that's not something we really use here. Brokerage sharing, so talking about a listing within your brokerage office is considered marketing, and therefore it needs to be in the MLS within 1 business day. Any online digital communications, so social media, e-blasts, any paid e-blasts or flyers that get sent out, any syndication portals, so paying for listings on third-party syndication sites, that's marketing, and therefore the listing must be in the MLS. Any questions here?
I think we have one question. It might not exactly pertain to the marketing portion, but
that's okay. Throw it out there.
Will the coming soon a 14-day window go back to the 7 days? Do you guys have an actual date that that's going to change, or is it just kind of feeling it out?
Great question. That's a little subjective. We increased the time frame to 14 days during the pandemic, and so we'll kind of see when the market starts to go back to normal. That'll probably be a board of directors decision. Very truthfully, we'll certainly share that information out as soon as the time frame changes, but I don't have an exact date.
Right now, it's indefinite until we hear.
It's indefinite.
All right, perfect.
And then really quickly, I do want to kind of give you an overview of some of the statuses, because I think these will become really helpful and powerful to you as you know and understand how to use them. So we talked a good amount about coming soon right up front. So it's a live status. It's visible to everyone. You can stay in the status for up to 14 days. Here's the big kicker though for coming soon. If you are going to utilize the status, you can do no showings. Absolutely no showings in coming soon status. So no broker open houses, no broker previews, no open houses of any kind to the public, or even virtual open houses if you're utilizing that new technology. So that is the big one. If you are going to have any showings, you must change it to an active status before that door opens. Okay, pretty significant. Incomplete isn't really a status, but I just want to, again, verify that everyone understands when you enter a property into coming soon, this is visible to everyone. If you are truly just inputting a property and still wanting to edit the information on that listing, you want to use save as incomplete. And that holds that listing in place in just an editing mode. We are working on actually increasing this time frame right now from 30 days to 60 days. So that'll increase to 60 days in the very, very near future. Okay. Here's the big one down here that I really want to point out is withdrawn. I think this is going to be super helpful to you. Withdrawn, let me explain what it means. Withdrawn means you still have a valid listing agreement with your seller. So your seller is still wanting to sell their property. They still want to work with you as their list agent. You still have a contract in place. Therefore, no other agent should be marketing to your seller to try to promote that listing or try to get that listing contract. So withdrawn, the reason that it has been moved to a withdrawn status is because that seller is not wanting to conduct showings for some reason. So right now during the pandemic, it could be health concerns. They don't want people walking through their house. We often see withdrawns pick up during the holidays. Folks want, have family in town and they don't want to have showings during that time frame. Withdrawn is also going to be a very helpful status if your buyers are doing any type of renovations or updates, but yet you still want to market that listing. So again, in terms of the clear cooperation policy and kind of complying with that policy, if you're doing any marketing on a property, you need to have it in the MLS. Well, let's say they're not open to showings. They're doing construction. It's a fix and flip, but you want to market the property while that fix and flip client is doing updates. Put your listing in a withdrawn status. You can still have a sign in the front yard. You can do all of your flyers and marketing while you are in withdrawn status. You just can't have any showings during this time frame. Another perk is that it does not accumulate your days in MLS counter, what we used to call days on market. So it's essentially just holding, it pauses that time frame. Now, it's not full-blown marketing because the listing does not syndicate out to third-party sites, but it is still within the MLS to be seen by other real estate professionals. Any questions here?
I have a question on that, Maggie.
Go ahead, Todd.
So no showings. However, marketing, if I'm a listing agent, I am marketing to buyers. Obviously, I'm not trying to market to other agents. I'm marketing to find buyers.
Sure.
My listing. How is this not now kind of a coming soon scenario where I'm not letting other people in, but I'm marketing? If I get a buyer who calls me up off of my marketing, am I not going to call my seller up and say, hey, I have somebody who's interested in looking at it? That kind of goes against what we used to say withdrawn listings were.
Really good question. And you're right, there is kind of a little shift here in how we see withdrawn listings. I agree. This is very much kind of a continuation of the coming soon status. So if you have that scenario with a fix and flip client, maybe you put the listing in and coming soon for 14 days. And then before it transitions over to active, you manually move it to a withdrawn status and just kind of hold it there. If you are marketing to buyers and a buyer calls you up and said, hey, I saw this withdrawn listing. Can I still show it? Can I still see it? Sure. Switch that listing to an active status. Show the property. I would encourage you very likely out of, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not giving legal advice, but the clear cooperation policy is very much based in fair housing guidelines, meaning if you are marketing to one, you should be marketing to all. If you are showing a property to one person, you should be showing a property to all. So very likely if someone calls you up and wants to do a showing, you might want to leave it in that active status, so then you're opening up the door to any other potential buyers who want to do showings. Your best bet for full-blown marketing is active, though. I mean, it syndicates out to all your third-party websites. You're reaching different buyers that way. So if you are ready for showings, keep it in active status. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's a bit of a workaround for some people.
It is. Yeah. Well, and withdrawn, I mean, it was kind of a confusing and misunderstood status for a long time. It still is. So we're trying to kind of educate on how this can be a really helpful status to agents while complying with the clear cooperation policy. Also, with inventory being pretty low right now, if you're not finding a listing that meets your buyer needs, try searching for withdrawn listings. Those sellers still want to sell their property. And there's nothing wrong with you reaching out to a list agent who has a property in withdrawn status and saying, are they open to showings? Okay, switch that listing to active and we'll come show it. So just some ideas there.
No, that's great.
Okay. Anything else that came up? Any questions?
I don't think so. I just saw a comment, which was really good by one of our agents, Amy Randolph, and she says it's just important to note that the coming soon status, the listing price is recorded in the history. So if you make any price adjustments before you go live or activate the property, that will attach to the history. So if you up your price or lower your price, brokers can search that history. So that was just a good comment. Thank you, Amy.
Yes.
So let's see, Rocio said, and we might both answer this question. I don't know if you want to answer it, Maggie. If seller decides to get the home off the market, they decided not to sell, but the contract has not expired yet, what status do you mark?
You can choose to do a withdrawn status until the expiration date. We all put in an expiration date when you enter a listing for input into the system. So you can just let it reach naturally that expiration date, or, I mean, contractually you can terminate, do an amend extend and change the expiration date and then change the listing status to expired.
Correct. And I think I would just add in there for Rocio, if you withdraw it and they don't want marketing, you could withdraw and write in your withdrawal in your broker amendment that you will not do any further marketing if you're trying to protect yourself from them maybe relisting it with another agent or something like that and going around your back. But if you know that they're not selling, they got their transfer canceled, moving to North Carolina or something like that, I think the best way is just expire it if you're not trying to hold them to their contract.
Good comments. Okay, if you're ready, I'm going to jump over and share my cell phone screen and we'll talk a little bit about the app really quick. I think this is going to be the fun part of our meeting, the fun part of my section.
Yay!
You guys probably have lots of other fun parts. So I am starting by showing you the Google Play Store. So I have an Android device. As I mentioned earlier on, we launched the REColorado app yesterday. So it is available right now for you to download. If you have your phone in front of you, I don't even mind if you tune me out and want to download this app right now. Go for it. I won't know any different. So you can download it either from the Google Play Store or your Apple iTunes Store, App Store. So it's very simple. You can just search either REColorado or REColorado app at the top search bar, and you'll see it, this third one down, it has a yellow aspen leaf. That's what you're going to want to look for. It should show up pretty bright on the page. From here, you'll just install or download the app. And it's very simple. It should be a pretty quick download process. The first screen that you will see is the ability to log into an agent version or the consumer version. So this is important to know that this is not just for real estate professionals. Even though it's free to all of you, it's also free to consumers if they want a reliable home search app. This is information direct from the MLS. It's the most reliable source of information, right? There's no data feeds here, essentially. So you all will want, of course, the agent access. So I'll click on that. This is your login credentials that you're used to putting into REColorado Matrix, okay? I can see my password. Initially, it will show you kind of an overview of the app. feel free to look through this. It's kind of a quick demo, a series of photos. I'm going to skip through it so that I can give you an in-person demo. This is what you're going to get very comfortable with. This app truly could not be easier to use. It is very intuitive, very simple. You probably don't even need training classes from REColorado, but we do have a series of training webinars which you can take online. Myself and my counterpart, Jennifer Costello, are also doing Facebook Live sessions to kind of go over app features. So that's every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. You can join us on Facebook Live to kind of get an overview of things. But I'm going to show you a few things here. So these top 6 icons are kind of your key features in the app. The top 2 here for map search and advanced search allow you to obviously search for listings and can conduct a search criteria. So map search, I'll show you really quickly. This is very similar to REColorado Matrix. So the property pins are going to be the same colors you are used to seeing in Matrix. Green for active, yellow for pending, red or sold. You can put in any of those details. This pencil icon here, I can draw whatever territory on the map I want, and it narrows down the results. If I want to do a really specific search, I can come up to filter in the upper right-hand corner here, and this is essentially the same as an advanced search. So very specific criteria: bedroom, price point. If you want additional fields to search by, this more criteria icon at the bottom, this is every field you are used to searching by in REColorado Matrix. So if someone is adamant that they have granite countertops, I'll click on interior features here and then scroll down, and here we go. You can select granite countertops for your buyers. So you could do a full-blown search right from the app. Okay. I'm going to come back to the main dashboard screen. So I showed you map search, and then I kind of clicked on filters, which is the same information you'll see on advanced search. If you have a series of MLS numbers, you can quickly look those up here for driving directions or contact information to schedule showings, anything like that. Saved searches. This is a huge kind of unique feature of this home search app, is that it's not just a random app. It integrates and syncs information back and forth with the computer version of your MLS system, so REColorado Matrix. This makes it different from HomeSnap per se, right? You're not having to duplicate your efforts in HomeSnap and also in REColorado Matrix. What I mean by that is if I set up any saved searches in the app, you'll see them here, but also you'll see a tab at the top for Matrix, so I can see all of the saved searches I've set up from Matrix. In the same way, my listings down here at the bottom, this pulls through listings that you have active in Matrix, and you can do some quick listing edits. So you can, so you can see, you can change a price. You can update broker or private remarks if you needed to add a new piece of information in. So you can have all of that integrated.
That's very helpful.
Yes. My favorites, this is just, you're looking through properties and you mark a star on a listing that you like and want to go back and reference in the future. These blue icons down here at the bottom are just kind of quick click icons. So InstaView, this is a scenario when you're driving through a neighborhood, see a for sale sign in the front yard and want to know information about that listing. InstaView pulls up property information for listings that are within a radius of where you personally are, a 100-foot radius of where you are. So if I clicked InstaView, I'd probably see a condo that's available for sale down the street from where I live now. Hot Sheets allows you to select what cities you primarily work in and quickly see information for new listings, price reductions, and recently sold properties. So load in a minute. Within the last 5 days. So if I primarily work in Littleton, Centennial, and Castle Pines, I can set those as my favorite cities. And then this will tell me a quick update. In the last 5 days, we had this many new listings, price reductions, and recently sold properties. So it's a quick way to just get information on your primary service territory. And then the very bottom screen here, very bottom toolbar, a couple things I want to point out. The big one is contacts. This is another one that syncs back and forth between your desktop computer version of REColorado Matrix and the app. So these are my contacts that I have in Matrix that immediately pulled over. If I were to click on my name, I have a few auto emails set up for myself. I can quickly see all of the listings that have ever been sent to this contact through auto emails. I can see what properties they have favorited or marked as possibilities. So if I click on favorites, I can see all of those. I can message them directly through the app and talk about search criteria, buyer needs, anything they love. It's also a really easy way to collect and store phone numbers and emails. So it's in a way kind of a CRM system. Next thing I want to show you is this more icon, this more menu in the bottom right-hand corner. A couple features here that are helpful. You can obviously make sure all of your integrations are turned on between Matrix. So make sure your contacts are pulling over, your listings, any of your client portal searches, that type of information. You'll want to make sure all of these are turned on, okay? But the big one I want to point out, this is the most unique feature of the app, kind of our biggest distinguishing feature amongst any other home search app, and that is brand and share. It kind of has this little art toolbox right here. So what brand and share does is, I'm going to clear these out really quick. Brand and share means when you're essentially customizing the app to be your own company branding, your own brand logo, your own brand colors. So what this does is you can customize and enter your logo up here. If I just hit this select icon, it'll open up my gallery of images on my cell phone. And let's say you download your logo to your cell phone. You would select the logo and then add any of your brand colors. And you're essentially customizing this app to be your branded version. So we have a couple presets here. We can certainly add your office if you would like in the future. I have one for REColorado. So I would just hit this information and it would pull through our logo, it pulls through our brand colors. And when I hit apply colors and logo, now this creates a branded version of the app that I can share with clients. So I share this branded version with them and they will always see my branding, my contact information. They'll be connected and synced up to me every time they do a home search site and mark properties as favorites. I get notified. What's cool about this is I can share this app, right? So a couple ways you can share your branded version. One, send a text message. Send a text message to the clients that you know like working from their cell phone or an app version of their home search site. Or if you have a distribution list set up for your sphere of clients, send a bulk email to all of your sphere of clients that says, download my custom app. It's a great home search tool with information direct from the MLS. It's the most reliable source of listing information. So that's where you would connect with your existing clients. Where this becomes unique is this URL here at the top of the screen. This allows you to generate new incoming leads. So I could copy and paste this URL and share it in a variety of ways. Share it on your social media platforms. Put it on Facebook and say, download my custom home search app, information direct from the MLS. Put it in your email signature line. Download my custom app, my home search app. It's very simple. You could add it in any of your marketing materials for your listing presentation or even on your website. And this is a great way to just kind of get new leads who are researching you, and you're not necessarily initiating that contact, but you have information out there about yourself. So that is really helpful. I'm going to come back to the main dashboard. Any questions for any of the items we covered so far?
I
Not
don't
yet.
see any other than please add equity preset colors and logo.
Okay, I'll touch base with you after this and I'll get your logo and colors, brand colors, so that we can get you set up as a preset, okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
But definitely, yeah, go ahead, Todd.
There's definitely agents out there that like to have their own branding. However, to be compliant with DORA, the name of the company has to be always be there. So when, let's say, someone uploads their own little team logo, when they send this out, is Equity Colorado still always on everything so that everyone is always still compliant?
I'm going to default to you. That's probably a question you can decide with your agents. We don't enforce the DORA rules here in terms of your marketing, but I'll let you choose maybe on what you would prefer for agents to do, either a personal team logo or the company logo.
Well, I guess I'm just saying, I don't know what this looks like once you get it and where the other information is.
It would just have one logo on the
Okay.
app.
So
Okay.
It essentially would look like this, but it would be for consumers. So it would have the logo at the top of the screen, and these icons would be different colors based on your brand colors.
Gotcha. So
Okay.
yeah, while we're talking about this, people, don't upload just your team because yeah, as you all know, we harp on this. DORA,
Well, yeah.
yeah, they're pretty strict on company ID and not you looking like you're your own company. So we will get you what you need right after this, and we'll get that made easy for you guys.
Yeah, and
Sounds
then I
good.
do have a question, Maggie. Can you share an individual home via text message through the app?
Yes. So if I did a quick map search, let's say I pull up a property here. This is the one I'm interested in. Your clients for sure want to see it. There's a couple scrolling icons here in kind of the middle of the screen. So this second one, send by SMS. This is sending a text message, and you can choose who you send it to.
Perfect.
You can also send by email. This is the only app, home search app, where you can send multiple listings by email. So if your clients like to receive emails, you can check mark several properties and send them a bulk email with all of them. You can also schedule showings right from the app. That makes it really easy.
Oh,
Couple ways to do that. So this has the full listing display. They're all just kind of bundled under these headings. But if I click on list agent right here, kind of the drop down for it, I'll see who's listing this property. It looks like there's 2 co-list agents. You can have contact information for both of them: call, email, text message, or if they're utilizing showing time, you can schedule a showing request right from the app.
Very cool.
You also have public records information right in here too. So if you're out showing a property and questions come up with your buyer, pull open the app and look at the details, and we might be able to answer them right from public records and listing information.
Very handy. Another question that has come in is, does this replace the HomeSnap app for the clients?
Good question. HomeSnap is not going away. That's a big national home search platform. This is meant to be more of a local tool. There's more integrations between Matrix, so hopefully it should make your life a little more efficient. You're not duplicating your work between an app and the MLS system. It also has the ability to brand the app so that it's kind of a custom version for yourself to share with your clients. I also mentioned this is no cost. So there's no reason to upgrade. We will not send you marketing materials to you or your clients and try to get you to upsell.
Very nice. Wow, this is such a helpful tool.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've tried to, you're driving a neighborhood and a client, ooh, what's that house? And you're like,
I don't know.
REColorado real quick and pull it up in the mobile version. So yeah,
Yes.
This is amazing.
Good.
Yelling at me for using Trulia.
Yeah.
Yeah, this kind of brings everyone back to the professional home search site that we should be using, right, as professionals. So it's a great way to promote the MLS and have accurate information. I encourage you to download the app today and start getting comfortable with it, and then you can start sharing the app with your sphere of clients. Again, we do have Facebook Live sessions every Tuesday and Thursday to talk through the different features of the app. You'll want to join the REColorado Professionals page. It's a private group on Facebook if you want to watch those live sessions.
Awesome.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Good information. Yeah. And very timely. So this just started.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Couldn't be fresher, hot off the presses.
Yeah. Appreciate you being here.
Good. Well, thanks for having me. Have a good day, everyone. Enjoy your meetings.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maggie.
Bye, guys.
Appreciate it. Yeah, and then you guys, if you have any questions about the app or having any issues with the systems or the tools that REColorado offers, definitely call their support line. Their customer care is amazing. I think I noticed a comment or two that people are maybe having trouble getting coming soon listings added into their current client portals. Something's like taking them back to the broker login menu. Give REColorado a call, because if there's a little glitch in their system, they need to know about it, and maybe there's just a little bug or something in your system that they can help you fix over the phone. So they're great. So take advantage of the resources that they offer. So
Cool. That was awesome.
yeah, that was great. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I am too. And I don't even use the MLS, but I would use that.
Yes,
That's cool.
yes.
Okay, so let's see. We got a couple new forms for you guys. We've got, and we've been putting this in our weekly update. So hopefully it's not new to everybody. We've got a commission verification form and a release of claims and liabilities form. So the commission verification form, and this is for buyer side transactions only. And just because we've got them sitting over here, maybe we'll have Paul chat just a little bit. Oh, I can't do both at the same time. Maybe I can.
You might get to chat a little bit.
Yeah, where'd Paul go? Let's bring Paul back. So
Here.
There. Yeah,
There we go.
let's have Paul tell us about this new form.
Absolutely. Hey, Todd, can you share your screen real quick to show the presentation?
There we go.
How's everybody doing? Good morning from virtual reality world.
I know, right?
All right. So commission verification form. There was a couple reasons that we implemented this form. I've listed them on the right side. First and foremost, the most important reason we implemented this, due to privacy laws, title companies are less likely to share seller-side settlement statements with us after you close a transaction. The problem there is that the seller settlement statements show the entire commissions being paid to both the listing agent and the buyer's agent. So in this case, a buyer transaction, your commission is listed on the seller side settlement statements. If we can't get the seller side settlement statements, we can't verify the amount of commission that you've received for this deal, which causes a delay in getting you paid. Because if this has ever happened to you, we'll ask you to call the title company, track down more documentation, and it's more work. So to make everybody's lives easier, including our lives, we don't have to call the title companies as much. This commission verification form allows you to calculate your commission amount on a form. So we don't have to even rely on those seller side settlement statements. We can pull this form up, see the purchase property of the house, the percentage of commission that you're receiving, and we can see right then and there how much you're getting paid. So that's the number one reason we implemented this form. The second reason, we want you to outline any deductions from your commission. So another common holdup that we're seeing on payroll is if you're paying for a home warranty out of your commission, or you're rebating a portion of your commission to your buyer, our payroll team needs the exact dollar amount so we can verify why is the commission $500 short. This, as you can see on the table on the left, it allows you to list any deductions from your commission right then and there, which is just a really nice and clean format, so we can see everything that's going on with your commission, and we can just quickly process your payout. I think the last thing that I'll briefly mention right there on the last bar, there's also a little checkbox to tell us whether or not the $60 document storage and access fee was charged to your client at the time of closing. Because yet again, every now and then we run into a holdup where the wire is $60 short or $60 too much. And this is, again, a clean way to see, yes, your client was charged the $60. We can see it right there in the wire, and everything adds up and it's perfect. So that's the purpose of the form. Again, this shouldn't be a surprise to you as we've been announcing it. Our compliance team will start requiring it in your buyer transactions, your buyer transaction packets as of May 15th. That's the last little note there. Todd, anything that I might have left out or anything else you want to add?
No, I just want to say, I mean, we created this because of your guys' feedback. So, I mean, we've had agents call us and say, how do I know what I need to get from the title company and what am I supposed to do if they don't give it to me? And really, I'll thank Philip Candela and Misty, their last transaction. We couldn't get the seller side, and they're like, well, there's not even anything on the checklist that says we're supposed to get that. And it's just been common practice for so many years that we get everything, but now it's not common practice. It's going to become more and more uncommon that we can get the seller side. And to protect you guys, to make sure that you guys are getting paid correctly, putting this together, and really, I mean, it was great that corporate sat down with Paul and I, and we got, back and forth. What's the issue? How do we solve this? How do we empower you guys to make sure that this goes smoothly and quickly? And I think this was the best thing we came up with. We're the only office so far that's doing this for kind of the test, see if there's anything that we left off or shouldn't have done. But California and Utah, they're starting to see the pushback from other title companies not giving them the information. And again, it's to speed up you guys getting paid. So that's the whole thing, is speed up you getting paid and less back and forth. So anyway, thanks, Paul, for your help, because you were instrumental in talking to our agents and going, what do we need to make this look like so it's easy and quick and painless? It's in CTM, it's in your buyer packet. Give us feedback, but again, it's to help you guys get paid quick.
Yes, and very welcome. One more quick contribution is, I think a lot of agents don't really necessarily know their exact commission dollar amount when they go to closing. So if anything, look at it this way. It's a way to stay organized. Yes, it is a little bit more work for you to fill out a form, but now you can see exactly how much commission you're being paid at closing. And as Todd mentioned, it's live in CTM right now and ready to go.
Yeah, I think that's kind of funny that you bring that up. Nancy in another office saw this form and thought she had to use it, and I hadn't even told her about it yet. She's like, oh my gosh, they have to do more work. I'm like, really? More work to tell you how much you're getting paid? It's like, when I was selling, this was like the first thing I did was calculate everything out. Who am I paying? Where's it going? I'm like, it's awesome. No, this is just for corporate. So yeah, good question, Vicki. Is this equity corporate, or only do we give a copy to title? Yeah, it has nothing to do with the title company. This is just confirming when we get your commission that these numbers match up. And if they don't match up, then we know to go, we have an issue. We got a problem. Let's make sure that we're getting you paid the right amount. So you tell us. We don't want the title company telling us how much you're expecting.
Because if the title company makes a mistake, this is how we'll catch it. And if you end up $1,000 short on your commission, we'll know based upon this form. And again, I know 99% of you caught this. This is only on buyer side transactions, because when you're representing a seller, you automatically get a copy of that seller settlement statement, which then shows the commissions. So only on buyer sides.
Yeah, and again, buyer side. And another good question, paying referrals out. The title company can pay out a referral, or equity can. We can do it either way. Which way is the preferred way that you guys are doing the most now, Paul, would you say?
I prefer to have equity do it, because we are in control of the check. We can provide a tracking number to that referred agent so they know when the check is going to arrive at their brokerage or at their house. So I prefer equity to do those.
I think that's the best way to do it. And again, then you can put it on here and we'll take care of it. So yeah, good question. Thanks, Allison. I didn't look at the whole thing. Do you want to?
I think that was all of the questions.
That was it. Yeah. Awesome. So that's the commission verification form. It's in your packets on your buyer side. Please fill that out. And while we're talking about your packets, please get your packets to us before closing. Before closing. 3 days, a week would be great. I can't correct things, help things, get signatures after the fact. I can, and I'll ask you for them, because we want our packets good. We want to keep you guys out of trouble. But I need it before closing. And I'd say our office is one of the best offices in the entire company.
Yeah.
Because we do tell you guys, and you guys are really good about doing this. But please remember, we can't correct things after the fact. And I can solve a lot of issues before we get to closing if you get me that packet first. So, so the last form, only 2 forms to talk about. was the release of claims and liability. So this has to do with COVID. Release of claims and liability. You're going to see that there are several forms floating around. There's the one that was approved by Dora, not written by Dora. Carr made it. It was approved by the bar, Colorado Association, bar. I don't love it. I don't love it. John Goodman, who is with Oliver Frascona, Goodman and Greenstein and Bernstein or something like that.
Joiner.
They're our law firm that protects us. And if there's something that goes wrong, I want them on my side and not them saying, why did you do that? That's not what we recommend. So I had a long conversation with John and talked to him about these forms that we're seeing out there that are saying, maybe like a checklist. Have you ever been around somebody? Do you know somebody that's sick? You know what? We're really breaching on people's civil rights by asking them these questions.
And making them check boxes.
And making them check boxes. It's okay to have a conversation. Hey, you feeling okay? You're not sick? That's good. But to have people marking boxes, that's something that now is in writing. What if they don't know if they're around someone who is sick? But now you've got something in writing. It was just a can of worms that we are not creating a form like that. Now, a seller can require a buyer to fill out a form. If that seller says, I want this, and I don't want you to come in unless, they have the right to do that. Us making it a company policy, however, though, that is not something that we want to do.
Yeah, and then we did send out in the weekly update, while Todd plugs in his charger before our battery dies. In the weekly update, we did send out the Colorado Association of Realtors Buyer and Seller Advisory. The advisory just states a few specific things. It's not a checklist. It doesn't require a signature. It is like a disclosure form. So we did give you guys access to that because that is one that is out there. It was backed by Scott Peterson, backed by Damian Cox, and the Colorado Association of Realtors is launching that one out.
So that's fine too. But that's just to let you know why
advisories are okay, but
why we don't have a checkbox form and why we've gone with the release of claims and liabilities. So again, our law firm looked at this. This was created by our corporate attorney. So I've got John Goodman here in Colorado, and then we have a corporate attorney for the entire company of equity. They're the ones that created this one. And this pretty much just says, hey, there are risks out there right now. Be aware that there are risks, and by you going and looking or allowing someone to come into your home, you're taking a risk perhaps. So be smart. Wash your hands, wear a mask, wear gloves, and this is just releasing us from the liability of someone maybe getting sick and going, hey, you didn't tell me that there was this pandemic. I don't watch the news. I'm not sure what's going on. I always stay at home. Who knows why you really need a release of liability, but this isn't going to trample anyone's civil liberties. It's just another, hey, just want to make sure that you're aware that there are some issues out there. So that's release of claims liability. I would highly recommend, we are not mandating this. I would make it your own business practice. If you use it for one person, you use it for everyone. So that's just what you do. It's your own personal business practice.
Yep, but it is not going to be a required document for your packet. So if you do not get a signature on it, it's not going to hold up the processing of your transaction. But again, another way to show that you did educate your clients on the risks out there due to the pandemic, just so that it helps protect you as an agent.
So yeah, hopefully we don't have any major questions on that. It's a disclosure.
Yeah, just a disclosure. So covering all the bases, and a lot of people have asked for that. So.
Yeah, I think it's a good form. I'm actually going to let Paul talk about this because Paul, you worked hard putting this together, and this is pretty exciting. This is Thrive Real Estate Education, free online CE credits available on Elevate.
Yeah, I just looked at this the other day. This is really cool, guys.
This is awesome. Paul, fill us in on this.
Absolutely. So I can't take all the credit. I do have to acknowledge Janet Romero, if she's watching. Yes. She's the one that brought this to our attention. I know a couple other equity offices have been using Thrive Real Estate Education. And long story short, there are so many CE platforms out there, VanEd. Basically, what we have here is our own branded equity free CE website for you guys to use. It's I think there's 50 plus CE classes. All you have to do is click the link there. It's in Elevate currently. So you'll see under training, how-tos, you'll see Thrive, free CE right there. Create an account and you can start watching and completing CE credits at your convenience. We wanted to give you something direct, and yeah, we're really excited about this. I think it's pretty neat.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at here, I mean,
it covers a lot of topics, not just your basic real estate topics, but I mean, so many of you guys end up saying, hey, we'd like to have a mineral rights or a water law class. Todd and I don't know enough to teach a water law class, but I mean, they've got some really comprehensive information on here.
So yeah, while we're still doing the stay home
safer at home,
great way to do, a class, but, maybe actually, we talk about having a calendar, your yearly calendar of what you do. Once a year you do a party for your clients. Once a quarter you do something. Break it down. Well, maybe once a month you take a free CE. You put it actually in your calendar. I'm going to do a free CE once a month
on this date.
And here's 50 some classes you can do. So instead of haphazardly doing real estate, plan your real estate and plan your education, and we've got it here for you for free.
Yeah. The first class I'm going to take is this one in the upper left-hand corner, Common Mistakes Being Made by Real Estate Rookies and the rest of us. So yeah, I'm going to hop on and do that one this week.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes, and I'll just quickly say again, it's so easy. Before we gave this presentation on the sales meeting today, I actually created my account. Within 3 clicks, I was watching a training video. So it is that easy. You can save your progress, take a quick test at the end, just like VanEd or any of those other online education platforms. But now it's ours. It's built into our systems, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
Just making it easy. So award winners. This was April. Hey, this is exciting. I mean,
you guys
look
did
at
great.
This. So top sales and most transactions. Diane Mueller, are you online, Diane? You usually make it to our meetings at live. Miss seeing you, but awesome. $2 million.
That's a great month.
That's awesome. 4 transactions. Tanya Brown also had 4 transactions. Diane won because of her volume. But again, Tanya Brown, 4 transactions. Stephanie Fellhauer, 3 transactions. Lisa Moore, 3. Kristen Jordan, 3 transactions. Amy Randolph, 2. Eileen, Power Pro. Will Davis, Power Pro. Kara Hoherd, Power Pro. Ernie Quemmel, Power Pro. Kay Aresh, Power Pro. Kathy Harder, Power Pro. Ryan Kelly, Power Pro. Marsha Marquardt, Power Pro. Vicky Opapara, Power Pro. Kiefer Mansfield, consistent. And thank you again one more time for the Tuesday talk. If you guys didn't see that Tuesday talk,
go back and watch it.
It was inspiring. So thank you again, Kiefer, Power Pro. Angie Zergot, Power Pro. Greg Tiffin, Power Pro. And Caitlin Tran, who's always a Power Pro. I don't know how she does it. So consistent. Congratulations to all of you. So that was for April. Super proud of you guys. Can't wait to do lunch.
Yeah. So that'll be the thing. Your certificates, and I think it might be on the next slide. Your certificates will hit your inbox electronically because we want you to be able to print those, to post them on social media. You guys deserve to let your clients know how well you're doing, but we can't hold luncheons yet. No. So until we move through the safer at home and we're allowed to get together in groups, we're just going to have to hang tight, and we'll be keeping a list of everybody that's qualified, and we're going to do a big, huge lunch party when we're able to. So.
Who knows what we'll do? Well, I mean,
we'll probably just do a company-wide party.
Yeah, right? We might just do. I mean, hopefully this summer. I mean, I have no idea. I mean, let's go do a picnic. Let's go.
Yeah.
Throw the frisbee around. I don't know.
So yeah,
I want to get together with you guys.
We'd love to treat you to lunch. Yeah. Unfortunately, we just can't because of the mandates, but it will be coming your direction. So hang tight.
And wow, we have come to the end. That's the last slide we have there, Paul.
We did it. Nice job, everybody. Yeah. I do have something in my mind, though, whenever you're ready.
Okay. What do you got?
I figured it'd be a great time to promote our self-mastery course to anybody who hasn't been informed about it on Monday. We've got a great one, how to discover your superpower and install your number one habit. Todd and Stacy always amp me up when it comes to this class. I'll let you guys jump in more.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're super excited about this one. So yeah, it's going to be on habits, helping you create discipline and habits. And I'll have the workbook uploaded by Friday so that you can download it to your computer, either work off your computer or print out a version if you want to take notes. We'll be starting promptly at 10 a.m. We'll use the same Zoom link that we broadcast out for the first class that we did. I'll post that again on Facebook so that you have access to it, but that link will not change.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is
Installing
a
habits.
really good one.
This is, yeah. I mean, they're all good. I mean,
Yeah.
Masterpiece Days was wonderful. But yeah, installing habits is
But
great.
yeah, the nice thing is when we did our Masterpiece Days, it was like, ooh, these are the things I want to put into my day, and this is the block of time I want them to be in. So you kind of made an arrangement of order. And now your question to yourself is, how do I do that? How do I create my Masterpiece Day? Well, habits is really going to go hand in hand. You have to have daily disciplines, daily rituals, daily regimens in order to make your AM and PM and the middle of your day function the way that you want.
So yeah, that should be awesome. So looking forward to seeing you guys again. That's Zoom, so we'll actually get to see you guys on Monday. Thanks for showing up live today, Facebook Live. Thanks for dealing with our few glitches at the beginning, but I think it all worked out in the end. And
yeah, and we'll continue to do the sales meetings live until we get the green light that it's safe to start getting back together in person. So if there's anything you guys need in the meantime, you know we are always here for you.
reach out to us. We miss seeing you guys in person, and
Yeah.
sooner than later. So
Yes.
anyway, Paul, thanks for all the work you do, and Parker, thanks for all the work you do.
Of course, thank you guys. Good to see everybody, and nice job as usual.
All right.
All right, awesome. You guys
Have a great rest
week.
of the week.
We'll talk
Go
to you
get
guys.
'em.
All right. See you
Bye.
guys.
Later.
Go sell houses.
Sell.
Split.